Hello everybody. Today we are going to talk about our language journal, and when you take your notes, make sure you write the date, okay? Today is May 21st. Today we are going to talk about the present tense. When do we use the present tense? It's not simply what is happening now. Even when we think about present, we say, it is what is happening now. Not necessarily. The one that we are going to see today, we use when we are talking about something that always happens. For example, I have coffee every morning. It's not happening now. I don't have a mug of coffee with me, but it's something that I know that is going to happen always, frequently. It is a habit. I can also use it as a fact. So, I like math. It is a fact. I like it. I always like it. It's something that if in the future I stop liking, I have to explain why. I can also use it, and I'm gonna even write here, I can use it for routine. So I wake up, I have coffee, I prepare your classes, I prepare lunch, and I go to click meeting. So I can also use it for something that happens every day as a routine. We can also use something, a word very interesting that I just thought. It's something predictable. Okay, it's something that I know it's gonna happen, that I can predict is gonna happen. I can affirm it's gonna happen. Okay, it's not necessarily something that I am doing now, because for example, I am recording a video. It's not the same thing. I record videos is different from I am recording videos. I am recording videos is something else. I record videos is something that I do every day because it is a routine. It is a fact. It is a habit. It is predictable. Okay? So now that we already know when we use, we have to think who is going to use this present. So we have here the nouns that are used most frequently. I, he, she, it, we, they, you. What is important? Sometimes we don't use the word he, but we know we are talking about a male, okay, a boy or a man, okay? And we know there is only one person. If I am talking about boys, but I am talking about more than one, then it is they. Okay? So, he is when I am talking about a male or a boy, a man. And I am talking about one person. It is what we call singular. Okay? It is singular. When I'm talking about she, I am talking about a female, a girl, a woman. And I am also talking about only one person. It is what we call singular. Now, important. He and she, we talk about people. We don't talk about animals. I know that sometimes you want to talk about your little pet, the dog that you love a lot, and you want to use he or she. But you need to use it. Of course, if you are an author, that's something that we are going to become in year 5. And to make your reader feel comfortable and feel wanted, you can say to your reader that the little pig, just like in Charles Webb, that Wilbur is a he. But in our daily life, animals and things, objects, right, non-living things, they are it. But it also has to be singular, okay? I'm gonna even take here. So if you're talking about an animal, if you're talking about a thing, and it is singular, you use it. Okay? I use it for myself. We, I use it for people plus myself. So I always include myself in the we. They, I am talking about people They I can use for animals, I can use for objects, things, right? They is the one that puts everybody together, everybody and everything together. But be careful, when you use they, you are not including yourself, okay? Another thing that is important, we are talking about plural, okay? When we talk about they, we are necessarily talking about more than one thing, more than one object. For example, the markers, I can also say they. So the markers, they are from Maple Bear, okay? And when I say you, I can say you, one child, you, Ulysses, you, Laís, or I can say you, all the kids in year 5, okay? So you, it's talking directly to who I am talking to, but I need to understand the context to understand if it's plural or singular, okay? So it can be singular or plural, and it is the person who I am talking to, who I am talking to, okay? Here I wrote that some of them are special. They are special because they are going to change the verbs that we are going to put inside this sentence. The ones that are special are he, she, and it. Okay, and we are going to understand why they are so special. So this is a good moment for you to stop and take some notes. Okay, please take notes. So, now that you already took your notes, I'm gonna erase here. And we are gonna have a look at some sentences, simple sentences, sentences that we see every day when we read a book, when we read a text, when we read a post on Facebook or on Instagram, okay? They are very common sentences, and I am sure you can imagine and picture many of them. So for example, let's use the same sentence for all of them. So, I sleep at midnight. He sleep at midnight. It doesn't sound right. Remember the strategy we talked about? Does it sound right? Does it sound right? Does it look right? He sleep at midnight doesn't sound right. He sleeps at midnight because this is the special, guys. So the special ones, they are always in the present tense. They are always going to receive this S at the end. They are always going to change the verb that is coming, okay? So even if I put another sentence here, she like cats. She likes cats. It ring a bell. It rings a bell. Okay? Because they are the special ones, they are gonna receive this S at the end. The ones I, we, they, you, they're not gonna receive this S because they are not the special ones. Okay? They mean other things. So we go to click meeting every day. They like math. You eat well. So these ones, they don't change, only the special ones. Important. And after explaining this, I'm gonna stop for you to take notes. The verbs, they usually receive the S, right? Sleep, like, rings. But when the verb is finished with a Y, we need to put more than S. For example, the verbs study, play, study, play. I'm thinking about another one. So I don't say studies. I just don't simply put an S because of the Y. I have to take this Y over here and I put I-E-S. Play, I put only the S. Because here I have a vowel and here I have a consonant. Okay? So when I have a consonant and a Y, I need to take the Y and I put I-E-S. And when I have a vowel and a Y, I only put the S. Okay? It's only a matter of, is it a consonant? Is it a vowel? Very simple. And this is something that when you read a lot and you pay attention to these details, you can use this strategy. Does it look right? Does it sound right? Okay? This is a very good moment for you to stop and take some notes. Well, now that you took your notes, I am going to erase a little bit here so we can move on. This is always affirmative sentences, okay? These are affirmative sentences. These are sentences that I am saying, yes, it happens, yes, it is like this. But I can deny as well. I can have what I call negatives. Okay? The negative is also going to change. And when we think about English, we need to think that in English, things change only once. Okay? So, let's go to the normal ones. We don't. Go, they don't. Like, you don't. Eat, I don't sleep. Okay? What is gonna happen here is that the don't, in truth, don't is a contraction, right? We saw contractions in year 3. Don't is do not. In the moment that I put don't here, this do, that it is a verb, it's an auxiliary verb, but it is a verb, this is the one that is going to change. So, do, he do not. He don't. It doesn't sound right because it's not he do not. He does not. And when we contract, we have doesn't, right? So he doesn't sleep. Teacher, isn't it sleeps? No. I don't put the S again over here because I already changed the does. I already changed this verb over here. So as I already changed the do from do not and it became does not, I don't need to put the S again. So he does not, doesn't, as a contraction, sleep. She doesn't like. I don't remember the sentence before. It doesn't play. So as I change it on the does not, I don't need to change on the verbs. Okay? And this is the negative form. So in the negative form, the change on the special ones occurs here on the do not. So I don't need to change the verb that's coming after. I'm going to stop a little bit for you to take notes because now we are going to talk about the question form. So, question form. I'm going to erase the negative. When I want to make a question, I also use do, right? Do I sleep at night? Do we go to Click Meeting every day. Do they like math? Do you eat well? And now, what about the special ones? Do he sleep well? Does it sound right? It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like the books I have read. Does he sleep well? And again, as the change is on the do becoming does, I don't need to change here. Do she like apple? Doesn't sound right at all. It even hurt my ears. Now, does she like apple? That sounds better because the change is on the do, not on the like. Okay? Does it play music loud? That sounds right because the change is on the does. Okay? So, now take your final notes and let's discuss your doubts with Teacher Ariel on Click Meeting.